artificial intelligence and GPUs. Imagine a blockchain that creates a global network of computing power for AI models by utilizing the idle GPUs of users worldwide. This is where Netmind Power comes into play. Netmind Power is a Layer 1 blockchain platform powered by a global GPU network with a focus on machine learning technologies. At its core, Netmind can be considered an intermediary between those who need GPU power for projects and those who have idle GPU power sitting around. Meaning, if you need additional computing power for a project, such as rendering large media files or creating AI training models, or if you have old computer graphics cards sitting around and would like to earn some extra cash, Netmind can help. But how exactly does it do that? Today we find out. In a single sentence, Netmind's vision could be described as establishing a global network of hireable computing power which harnesses the idle GPUs of users worldwide. If you have ever used an audio or visual digital workstation such as Adobe, Cubase, Blender, etc., then you know how long it can take to render an image you have just created. For those who haven't used such software, rendering is creating the image, video or sound in your digital workstation and exporting it so you can view it outside of the program it was made. Typically, rendering is a slow, laborious process. Wouldn't it be convenient to hire someone else's idle GPU power so you could render your project quicker? Well, enter Netmind. Netmind was created by Kai Zhu in 2021, who also acts as their CEO. Through Netmind's platform, users who need GPU power can purchase from those with GPUs sitting idle. That includes you. If you have all GPUs, there is nothing stopping you from loading them up to a rig and offering to rent out your GPU power in exchange for NFT tokens. Naturally, the amount of power your GPU provides will dictate how many NFT tokens you receive, but otherwise, there is nothing stopping anyone from getting involved. Netmind is simply the exchange where people who need meet people who have and utilizes blockchain technology for its operations. The Netmind Power Network operates on its own blockchain, specifically the Netmind chain, which governs and decentralizes all network tasks, transactions, and functions on the platform. At its core, Netmind offers a platform for extensive distributed computing, integrating diverse computing resources globally, and leveraging grid and voluntary computing scheduling architecture along with load balancing technology. Or simply put, Netmind finds computing power for your processing needs and it will get it from anywhere it's available. Netmind chain is based on Ethereum, though it is important to note a few differences. First, Netmind chain is its own Layer 1 blockchain and it doesn't run on the Ethereum network, though the Netmind chain was based on Ethereum for its design. Second, although it's based on Ethereum, it is not a proof-of-stake blockchain like Ethereum, but rather a proof-of-authority network instead. To quickly explain the difference, proof-of-stake is a consensus mechanism used in blockchain networks where validators are chosen to create new blocks and validate transactions based on the number of tokens they hold and are willing to stake, meaning deposit, to the network as collateral. Proof of authority, on the other hand, is similar. However, the main difference is who can be a validator is more carefully selected by the network itself and usually isn't open to everyone. In Netmind's case, who can become a validator, also known as a mined node, is still largely open to anyone. Though the 21 nodes with the most tokens staked to them do gain the status of master node, which receives additional rewards for verifying transactions. The main benefits of proof of authority here are that it significantly reduces energy consumption and maintenance costs while still ensuring security and decentralization. Like Ethereum, Netmind is smart contract compliant and utilizes smart contracts to remove the need for human involvement on the network. Additionally, although based primarily on Ethereum, it is compatible with other blockchain networks, with the Binance network being a notable example. Admittedly, Netmind isn't the only idle GPU tradesman in the crypto arena, with projects like Render also working in the space. So, while it may not be the most unique blockchain, it doesn't aim to be unique. It aims to offer the best platform for its use case. The use case has such potential that whichever company perfects this is likely to see healthy gains, and given the rise of AI and computing-intensive media over the last couple of years, it seems likely that there will always be a need for idle GPUs moving forward. In total, there will only ever be 147.5 million NMT tokens, all of which are currently held within a smart contract that gradually releases its holdings as per their planning distribution. NMT can be used for payments on the platform as rewards for users who contribute their idle GPU resources to the network, staking, and governance. By the time all 147.5 million NMT tokens are released, the token distribution will look as follows. 39% of the total supply is allocated as the mining rewards for providers of computational power to the network used for GPU rental, training, and inference. 23.4% was allocated to circulation in the first year of the project based on the old version of tokenomics. 11.2% is allocated to the Ecosystem Growth Fund, another 11.2% is allocated as staking rewards. 6.8% is reserved for the Netmind team, 5.1% is reserved for strategic investors and advisors, and finally the last 3.3% is allocated to early GPU contributors. Netmind Power looks to solve a problem and has built a platform to facilitate it. By providing a marketplace for buyers and sellers to trade in GPU power, they are at the front of this next wave of innovation. It seems likely that as the years progress, more companies will require more processing power to complete their projects. By being the supplier that provides these large companies with the additional GPU power they need, Netmind Power has set itself up nicely for the future. Naturally, expert management from the top will be required to ensure they outcompete their competitors in the space and remain relevant, but assuming management doesn't make any significant mistakes, it currently seems likely that Netmind Power's best days still lay ahead, though as always, nothing is ever guaranteed in crypto, of course. If you like the video on Netmind Power and you want to learn more about GPU trades in the crypto space, check out the videos on Render and Akash Network.